Hey, John here, and welcome to this webinar where we are going to discuss succeeding as an ambassador member in the fastest time possible. Yes, I'm recording this webinar as I want you to get results fast. I want you to see the power of the ambassador program. Now, I do want to cover this first. You might be wondering, why did I make this an evergreen webinar? And you know, just so you know, this is a recording you're watching. You're not watching me live. It's an evergreen webinar. Well, there's a couple of reasons. Well, there's actually about 3 or 4, but I'll explain them here. The first one is I didn't want you to skip ahead. If I put this as a training video in the members area, there's every chance you would skip ahead or miss it completely and not get the value I'm about to give you. You know, I'm guilty of skipping ahead in videos. I'm as guilty as everyone else. I'm the type of person who doesn't read the instructions before I try to build something. You know, I just want to get going. And this is a very, very important part of the program that I want you to watch in full. Also, I can tell if you've watched this webinar in full, just so you know. So when you signed up for the webinar, you've used EverWebinar, the software I use for this particular presentation. It tells me if you leave early. So, you know, if you come to me later and say, John, I need some help. I don't seem to be able to get any traffic. I will say, did you watch the Evergreen webinar? And did you implement what I taught? And then if you say yes, I'm going to go and check. And if you left after 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you you didn't. It's just the way it is, because I know people do this, because I do it. I'm guilty of doing things like this myself. So those are the 2 main reasons. Another reason, obviously, I want you to focus. You know, again, you've got no controls. You can't skip this. Even if you wait for the replay, which will come out, there's no controls. You know, I want you to focus, okay? And this won't take more than 20-30 minutes to get through, okay? So just in case you think it's going to be a couple of hours long, it's not. Let me quickly check. There's 32 slides and we're already on slide number 2. Okay, there's only 32 slides, so it won't take long to get through this, but I promise you the value I'm going to give you here is incredible. So that's it. So make sure you are ready to focus. You've got a pen and paper. You know, shut the door, avoid distractions, things like that. The usual cliche stuff you hear about on a webinar. So what we are going to discuss on this webinar is how you can get more sales and keep getting sales. Not just get sales, get more sales. If you implement what I teach on this training, you're going to get more sales than the average ambassador member. Okay, and I want you to keep getting sales. The more sales you get, we both win. Remember, you're getting paid, I'm getting paid for every single ambassador sale. So I want you to get 2-3 sales per day if you can. That would be fantastic for both of us. You know, I'm just being honest. And we are going to discuss how you can drive consistent traffic that gets results. We are also going to discuss how you can start driving traffic 10 minutes after this presentation. Yes, 10 minutes after this presentation, and I'm not joking now. You really could start getting traffic 10 minutes after. A nice, simple, easy method that you can implement. And I'm also going to show you how one member has generated over $50,000 in revenue by simply posting on Facebook a few times a week. This guy doesn't even promote his ambassador link, his evergreen webinar. He just uses second tier and that's it. That's all he does, and he doesn't put a great deal of work into doing that, and he has generated over $50,000 in revenue doing that. I'll show you near the end of this presentation. So a couple of interesting facts. Over 90% of the sales of the ambassador program are now getting awarded to ambassador members. Now remember, there's affiliates promote this as well, but most of the sales go to ambassador members, which proves to me the program works. So you're looking at a proven program here. You can't say it doesn't work. You just can't, because I know it works as long as you implement the training and drive traffic. You can't feel, you know, it can't not work. It works. And thousands have been paid out on my products alone, because obviously when you promote your evergreen webinar link, you end up promoting my other products and services as well through the autoresponder sequence. It just makes sense for you to promote my products if someone's been on my webinar and they haven't invested in ambassador, so you promote other products. I see those sales as well. Unfortunately, the sales I don't see is when you make sales of other marketers' products from your emails. I can't see those results, but I know ambassador members are getting results there as well. I've had a few people actually tell me, I can't believe, John, I see sales come in, and sometimes I have to go back and see where the sales came from, because I look in my ClickBank account and I see a sale for, like, for example, $27, and I think, well, how's that happened? And then they realize it came from the email sequence that goes out. So remember, with the Ambassador program, you have a proven program at your fingertips. There's no denying that. And the big thing that I shout about from the rooftops all the time is you collect the leads. These are your leads when someone signs up for the webinar through your link. It goes into your Aweber account. There are sort of similar systems out there. I'm not going to, well, I say similar, let's say inferior systems out there, where you can get things like second tiers, and you can collect the leads. But 99% of them, when they do this, give you a spreadsheet of names and emails, which is not the way you should be collecting leads. Importing leads into an autoresponder such as Aweber or GetResponse or something like that, what someone says you've collected just doesn't work like that. If you do that, the lead probably hasn't heard from you since the day they signed up for the program you promoted, so it could be, I don't know, 2-3 weeks later. They won't know who you are. They'll click spam. You'll end up losing your autoresponder account. I guarantee. I've seen it happen many times. One big mistake some of my Ambassador members make is to try and actually do that, and then they say, I've lost my Aweber account, John, and I say, what did you do? Oh, I imported some leads. Just be very careful if you're ever looking at doing something like that. They should be your leads that you've generated from your websites. But the way we've got this set up, it's all above board. I mean, this program's been running since May 2019. We've had no issues whatsoever. If this was against Aweber's terms, I'd be shut down. So this works. It's all above board, GDPR compliant, all of that. I actually cleared it with Aweber before I even began creating the program. So anyway, like I said, you collect the leads. You get rewarded for every single click, meaning all of the clicks from your emails you get rewarded if the prospect goes on to buy, and you get rewarded for almost every single click in the members area, with the exception of 2 to 3 products, and you get rewarded as well. The upgrades, all of those, drops your ClickBank cookie, you get paid if someone buys. Basically the person under you buys. So every customer you refer, they browse the members area, they click links, you get paid. Like I say, with the exception of 2 or 3 products where they aren't on ClickBank, so we can't put it in place. It would just take far too much work and be too complicated for you to set up. And obviously you can recruit affiliates into the program via your second tier link. So any affiliate you recruit, we're sharing the profits 50-50 for life of that affiliate. So if an affiliate under you comes in and in the next 12 months generates $50,000 in profit, we share that 50-50, $25,000 each, paid instantly into your ClickBank every time at the point of sale. Again, there's not many programs can do that. Not many at all, especially at the point of sale instant payment, because it works through ClickBank, and should the customer refund a week later or something happens like that, I'm just putting this out there, obviously it would just come back out of your ClickBank account. Now if you were getting paid manually from another program, you probably have to wait at least 30 days to get paid, but we're getting paid instantly here, and all it takes to see amazing results is small consistent effort. And what I mean by small consistent effort is 30 to 60 minutes a day, not 7 days a week. If you want to do Monday to Friday, put basically 4 to 6 hours a week in total, but not all in one go, once a week. Try and do it every single day, and you'll understand why as you go through this. And most people won't do this, Most people, they basically do, I'll explain later, but they do a little bit of effort and then expect results and nothing happens, and they think, well, this doesn't work. Come on, John, what's happening? And that's not the way it goes. So, do you remember the circle of profit we talked about on the ClickBank Super Funnel webinar? Hopefully you do. It was one of the early slides, so I'm guessing you've seen this, where we talk about the circle of profit, where 99.9% of websites online work this way. You drive traffic to a sales page and you make profit. And we talked about, as an affiliate, how you will only be rewarded once, and you'll only be rewarded from your efforts. Well, all of that changes as of now, because you've got the circle of profit on steroids, where you drive traffic and your affiliates drive traffic to your ambassador links, and you profit that way, and you get rewarded time and time again. You can bring a lead in on day 1, they could buy ambassador, they could buy an upgrade in the members area to one of my other products and services, and then 6 months later they could be buying something else. You get paid there as well. This is the difference between this program and just about every other program out there. Now, to start getting results, you simply need to focus on these two things: driving traffic to your ambassador link and recruiting JVs to your second tier link. That is it. So let's discuss, first of all, driving traffic to your ambassador link. We'll talk about driving traffic first. And I first of all want to talk about the traffic pitfalls. I think it's important to discuss this first, because a lot of people out there think that there's some big traffic secret that only the gurus know. You know, they think, oh, if I can just find out that traffic secret that everyone else seems to know but me, I'd be able to drive thousands of clicks and not have to do any work and things like that. Well, let me tell you, in my 20 plus years of doing this online, I'm not aware of any traffic secret that will get me, you know, hundreds or thousands of clicks for doing nothing or whatever. Yes, there might be an SEO loophole that comes out, or yes, there might be some tiny loophole somewhere, but it's not going to last long if there is. I mean, let's look at all of the Google updates over the years where people who were making literally thousands of dollars per day from traffic from Google, all of a sudden it's gone overnight because of an update. It's not, for me, it's not the way to rely on getting traffic. Building a list is the way you get reliable, consistent traffic, because I can literally go on my laptop right now, write an email, hit send, and I'm getting traffic to whatever offer I want. And that's the big thing about this program. Jumping between traffic methods is also a huge thing I see people do. You know, they don't focus on one traffic method. They'll give it a couple of days. They'll try something, give it a couple of days. Say it's not really started to gain momentum, move on to something else, and ultimately get nowhere. What I'll be talking about later is focusing on one traffic method, and not being patient. You've got to be patient here. You know, most traffic methods take time to gather momentum. And if let me put this another way. I get the odd refund request for Ambassador, and you know, someone will say, I want a refund, John, I can't get this to work. And I'll check, and they maybe bought 10 days ago. You know, they're telling me they can't get it to work, but they only bought it 10 days ago. And that's another reason why I've created this webinar, because now I would say to that person, did you watch the welcome webinar? You know, and most people like that, they just won't take action. They'll sit back, maybe work for an hour, expect to see results, and then they'll say, it doesn't work, I can't get it to work, you know, instead of just being consistent. And that leads us on to the next point. You have to work consistently at driving traffic. You know, we're not talking crazy amounts of time, but 4 to 6 hours a week, split up over 5 to 7 days, consistently, which again we'll talk about later. And expecting paid traffic to give an instant return as well. This is actually a big one. I think some people think they can become an ambassador member, spend $2,000 on solo ads, and expect to get $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. And I've seen that mistake happen as well, where someone literally just throws $2,000 at some traffic that they haven't tested, a traffic form or a solo ad vendor, which we'll talk about solo ads later if you're not sure what they are, and they expect to get an instant return. It doesn't work like that. Yes, you could get lucky and make a few sales. I'm not saying it won't happen, but what I am saying is you need to be patient. And you know, most people, when they don't know you, very rarely buy straight away. It will take time, and that's, you know, again, we talked about that in there, the bridge page training and things like that, where you build a relationship over time, and then every time you do send emails after that, you're going to have a much better chance of getting the results. So those are the pitfalls, and I think if you can avoid these pitfalls, you will do very, very well. So first of all, I'm going to give you a task, and that's to submit a blog post. So you'll see how to do that in the traffic bonuses section of the Ambassador program. All I want you to do is write a blog post, give it to us. We'll put it on my blog with your Ambassador link, meaning that anytime anyone clicks that link, you collect the lead, and if anything else happens after that, you get paid. Okay. Now you might think, well, John, I've never written a blog post before. You know, you might think, how can I do that? Well, what I would say is go to my blog, which is at johnthornhill.com/blog, and look at the guest posts and see how other people are doing it. The thing is, blogging is still very, very, very powerful, and it can pay you for years, because you could submit a blog post today, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years later, you could get a click and get a sale. Okay, and that's how powerful it is. And also, this gets you used to creating content, which ultimately, your long-term goal it's about creating content, because the content you create can drive traffic to wherever you want, and hopefully it's going to be your ambassador link. Now, if you think you can't do this, like I said, you'll get some ideas from the guest posts, but look at where we are with AI now. Now, at the time of recording this video, I wouldn't consider myself an expert, but I do know I could use it to help me get a blog post written. So all the information you need is on the link on the page. Let me go back on the traffic bonuses page. All the information you need about doing that is there. I urge you to, even if you're just going to do it once, to submit a blog post. And if you really think you can't do it, we have actually a service for this, which you'll see on that page as well. We've got a team of writers that can actually do this for you. However, I would rather you do it yourself. So that's your first thing, okay? Submit a blog post. Now, the next thing I recommend you do is go through all of the traffic training. Now, this will take some time because there's some training there from other marketers. Now, I'm going to be upfront here. Some of the other marketers, such as the messenger bot training, there is an offer from the marketer. For example, the messenger bot training is from Aidan Corkery, who is an absolutely fantastic guy. He's got some awesome training, and then he makes an offer. However, the training alone will give you tons and tons and tons of ideas, especially about using Facebook. Okay, so I haven't created this training just to pitch an offer. I put this training in here so you can get valuable content. Always think this when you're going through any of the training. If you think, well, hold on, that marketer's making me an offer. Well, it's not just about the offer, it's about the training before the offer. I would never let a marketer just throw an offer together. It's all about giving you value first. And if you choose you want to take it to the next level and invest in what they're offering, that is up to you. However, what I would recommend you do is go through all of the traffic training and find something that resonates with you. And what I mean by that is something you think, oh, that's interesting, I think I'll try that. We don't want you to try all of these traffic methods. Maybe long term you can, but it's not at the start. I want you to focus on one for at least 30 days, okay? So look at this section, go through it, and then you will find something, okay? And remember, I'm going to show you how to get traffic in 10 minutes. So that might be the one you choose, which is very, very simple indeed. So stick around for that. Remember, all of the methods shared work, and you should stick with it for at least 30 days. At least 30 days. Don't give up after 5 days because you maybe think, well, this is not working. And by the way, throughout this you can contact support, you can show us what you're doing, and you should be documenting this as well in your Google Doc, because then we can go back and look and see if we can see where we can improve things should you need our help. So I'm sure this part has piqued your interest. How to start driving traffic in around 10 minutes. Well, what I recommend you do is go here. It's about getting free Facebook traffic. And basically how this works, it works by sharing something on Facebook and then asking people to request more information. And you can see this is just as an example. So I posted on Facebook that now, yeah, this goes back to March 2021, but this is the one that got me the most results. Over 6 figures generated from just one account so far this month. Ask me how, and I'll send you some free training showing you how it's done. Look at how many people asked, and a lot of those people then signed up, and I know for a fact some of those people invested in the ambassador program, because that's what I promoted. I use my ambassador link. So you put catchy posts on Facebook saying you're going to reveal something, and that could be something that I discuss on the webinar. Now, I'm not going to give you templates for this. I could give you a bunch of templates for you to post on Facebook, then everybody will be posting the exact same thing, which I don't want. So I want you to use your imagination. You know what the ambassador program can do. For example, you could put I've discovered a method that can pay me over $3,000 in commissions per click, or per conversion. Would you like to know how I do it? And if someone says, you say something like, make a comment, send me a message, and when people request more information, you say, go and watch this evergreen webinar. Yeah, go and watch this training. That's how it works. But what I would recommend you do as well is watch the additional training from Aidan, the messenger bot training, because he talks in detail about building an audience on Facebook for free. Because some people right now will say, well, John, I don't have anyone to post this to on Facebook. Well, Aidan's going to show you how to do that, and I show you how to do that as well in my training, but Aidan goes into more detail. And I'm going to be honest, Aidan knows more about this than me. But this method works. I'm sure you've seen on Facebook other marketers doing this, where they'll say, you know, I've just created a method that does X, Y, Z. If you want the info, comment or drop me a message. Usually comment works, and when you know, you say leave a comment and someone will say yes please, you click their name, send them a message through Messenger with the information. Again, this works. I can't stress how well this works, and again, you can get results in 10 minutes, because you will go away, write a post in 5 minutes and literally have people saying yes please, or send me more info, or info please, something like that. So if someone comes to me and says, what one method should I focus on, John? I don't really know nothing about driving traffic. I want to get results as fast as possible. I would say this one. And yeah, you might have to build an audience first, but if you've already got some sort of audience, you know, from marketing groups and things like that, then you can start getting results almost straight away. Now let's talk about running paid ads. Now, one thing I'm going to say right away is when it comes to paid ads such as Google ads and Facebook ads, I am not the expert. I have to use agencies when I run any sort of retargeting campaigns and things like that. I have briefly tried running Facebook ads many years ago, and I find it very, very hard to turn a profit. I'm not saying it can't be done, and it can definitely be done with the Ambassador program if you do it right, but it's very, very complicated. The whole system in Facebook for me is very, very complicated. Now, if this is an area you're interested in, or an area you know stuff about, go for it. But most of the time, the most common form of paid ads Ambassador members choose to run are solo ads. Now, solo ads, in case you're not sure, is basically where you go to someone and you say, can you send me 100 clicks, for example, for $70, $80. They'll advertise the service, and then you'll basically run an ad where they email their subscribers and you get those clicks. Now, I'm going to be upfront here. Solo ads can be hit and miss. At the end of the day, I always say to myself, why is a solo ad vendor selling clicks when they could just drive traffic themselves? But they've built lists in such a way where it benefits them more to run solo ads, to basically mail your offers, and they do work. I have had many times successful results with solo ads. Now, again, though, it goes back to, don't think you can just invest $1,000 or $2,000 and get an instant return, say a profit. You know, some people think that can happen, and it could happen in a very, very rare occurrence, but don't expect those sort of results. Okay. Now, the solo ad training is in the members area here, so you'll see everything you need to know about running solo ads. And again, this is the ultimate shortcut if you get it to work well, because you don't have to really put work in. You just have to, you know, focus on getting the ads and getting the emails sent to you. But again, treat solo ads with a little bit of caution. Okay. You should also use your bridge page, because for some reason solo ad vendors prefer promoting a squeeze page, which is what the bridge page is, and they're funny when it comes to evergreen webinars. I don't know what, I don't even know the reason. So we use our bridge page, which is obviously in the members area, your lead magnets, to then send traffic to the evergreen webinar, your ambassador link. So all that's explained in there. That's what I recommend you do if you're going to run solo ads, and make sure you go through all of the solo ad training first. Don't just willy-nilly go and start spending money. Though that's the type of person who loses money, the person who doesn't do their research, jumps straight in, buys 1,000 clicks for $800 because it looks like a really good deal. They work it out in their head. They think, well, if I can get like you know, that 30% conversion John talked about, and then get the 12% conversion or the 8% conversion on the webinar, I'm going to make $5,000. And you know, you have to understand that this is lower quality traffic, but it does work. But another thing as well, once you get these people on your list, you can build that relationship, and then that leads to bigger and better things. So always start with small investments. Always don't go crazy. $50 $100 max, especially when you're testing a solo ad vendor out for the first time, because there are a lot of good vendors out there, and there are also a lot of scrupulous vendors out there who will send you garbage traffic. And I would say never ever invest more than $500 a time, unless you're working with someone you can trust 100%, because one common mistake I've seen happen, and I remember a big top marketer talking about buying paid traffic, like solo ads. They found a vendor, they spent, for example, $500, they got amazing results. They spent $500 again, got amazing results. Says, oh wow, this is amazing, I'm going to spend $5,000, and guess what, that time the traffic was garbage and didn't convert. So I would advise never ever going more than $500 a time unless it's someone you absolutely trust 100%. And you should track everything. You know, make sure you're tracking where, if you're using multiple vendors, you need to know where the sales are coming from, where the opt-ins are coming from, and I show you how to track everything in the advanced training section of the members area. Make sure you track everything, and I mean everything. Don't just, you know, invest $100 in 5 different vendors and not track it, because if you do make sales, you're not going to know which vendors sent you the actual clicks that got the sale. Okay, and this is a big one, and I want to make sure it's capital, it's bold. You know, don't expect an instant return. Again, don't fall into the trap of thinking you can just throw $2,000 at a ton of solo ads and expect to get $4,000 back. Don't. That is what I would call a newbie mistake. Okay, it takes time. You build those relationships. It's a long-term thing. Remember, we're building a list for the long term, and someone who opts in with you today might not buy off you for 2 or 3 years. You never know. Someone who opts in with you today might buy today, but the point I'm trying to make here is you growing your list is the number one thing we do, because when we grow our list we can create traffic on demand to any offer we want. So now let's look at recruiting second tier affiliates, because this is different from sending traffic to your ambassador link. Your ambassador link will be out there. Yes, you could probably do things and put them out there to get people to your GAV page, but usually this is done personally. It's done on a personal level, because it's all about building relationships. Go back to the 10-minute traffic training and you'll see more about that. So GAV recruitment is usually done on a personal level, so something via a private message. If you've got a list of affiliates, mail them. You know, if you've got a list of affiliates from launches you've done or anything like that, yeah, you would mail that. That's still on a personal level, I believe, because you have a different relationship with GAVs. You know, there's a big handful of GAVs I can count on to support me every step of the way, and I've got now, at the time of recording this, over 7,000 GAVs I can mail as well. Most of them I don't know, I'm going to be honest, but they've signed up to promote my products. So, you know, it's done on a personal level. So, you know, it's about building relationships with fellow marketers. And you know, the beauty of the ambassador program is you can say, look, when you get results, you can say, look at the results I'm getting from this program. Do you want to know how it's done? You put this on Facebook. Do you want more info? Let me know. And like I say, the rewards can be huge. And you just recruit one super affiliate, and you could generate 6 figures per year. That's not pie in the sky stats. You could, because some of the super affiliates can generate silly amounts of traffic and sales. And if you recruit just one, you know, they're under you for life, for the life of their ClickBank account. And if you're asking, does this work? Well, ask George Nieves. This is the guy who only promotes his second tier link. He does not promote the webinar. That's all he does, and he's done over $50,000 affiliate came from, and that they will be under George. But George takes it to another level. So if you want to personally introduce someone to me to promote the ambassador program, we will make sure that person goes under you. You know where I am. So if you know a marketer and you can maybe profits. Don't think about making money right away, you know, and only giving something a few days. It's the biggest mistake people make online. You have to think long term. A minimum, you should give this a minimum of 30 days consistent effort, and I guarantee if you do, things will start to happen. So hopefully this has opened your eyes to what's possible, and hopefully you're excited and looking forward to getting stuck in. Just a final thing, we're here to help. We're here to help, and we want to help. So if you have any questions, you want to discuss a particular traffic method, you want to sort of share your progress, we are here. Reach out via support, and myself and my team who know the program inside out will help you every single step of the way. So that's it. No pitch, nothing getting pitched here. So hopefully you're excited and ready to go, and I can't wait to see the type of results you get. Hey, John here. Welcome to Ambassador Elite. Congratulations on taking it to the next level, because that is what you have done as an Ambassador Elite member.